From our 7 Spencer Gulf studios, your nightly news with Madeline Kerr begins now.
Good evening, thanks for joining us. Port Augusta is cleaning up after last night's devastating storm swept across the city. Properties left damaged by the flash flooding, with roofs caving in and homes and businesses left underwater. Reporter Daniel Pizarro begins our coverage from the scene in Port Augusta. Daniel?
Maddie, the SES has responded to over 110 calls for help after yesterday's storm roared into town. The sheer force of rain and hail has been described as unimaginable by locals, who are now left to pick up the pieces. It was a storm like no other. Torrential rain, hail, thunder and lightning cascaded onto Port Augusta just before 4 p.m. on Wednesday. The local cinema out of action after a waterfall of rain poured in and damaged the screen. But owner Michelle Coles says she's one of the lucky ones.
Look, I feel lucky. My roof hasn't caved in like everybody else's has. There's so many people who've got so much damage here in Port Augusta. It's just, I know the town will pull together and I know that we're okay, so that's the most important thing.
Over in Port Augusta West, the Hawks Footy Club saw its roof cave in, as did the roof at Woolies.
Unfortunately, when you get water to that extent, the hail in the gutters, it's just unfortunate that these things happen at times.
The damage to the club, at least $20,000. The Augusta Highway was temporarily closed to all after water poured onto the road, cutting off a vital transportation route and leaving many locals stranded on either side. Caitlin Bilby-French was sitting on her sofa when the roof fell on her.
I seen a crack forming and I just looked down and I said, I think the ceiling's going to fall, and I went to go get out of the way and it just all came down on top of me.
Port Augusta and up to Stirling North all received a fair amount of work or requests for assistance. That's across flooding, through roof or hail damage, so quite widespread.
Meanwhile, the city mayor spent the day surveying the damage.
Council itself, the council chambers building was closed and still has about 30% of that building closed for inspection.
The mayor confirming there was a fault with one of the pumps at Central Oval.
Guarantee you the pumps that were operational. We did have an issue or a fault with one pump, but it didn't fail, and we'll work through why that occurred.
The damage expected to be in the millions of dollars. Maddie, yesterday's downpour saw just shy of 40 millimetres fall on the city. 20 millimetres fell in just 20 minutes. This comes 7 months after an astonishing 59 millimetres of rain fell on Port Augusta back in February. Maddie, back to you.
Daniel Pizarro there.